And you know what else is great too, is usually when I'm doing these grocery hauls, I'll be like, this is an onion, or like, this is a carrot. Except for not carrots, because carrots are trash. I go in and out of the grocery store as if it's on fire, because I'm just like, I gotta get my thing, I'm in, I'm out, we got things to do. But today when I was like, grocery haul. Woo! Hey honeys, it's Emmy. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Emmy. I'm a certified nutritionist, the creator of the Slim on Starch program, and I show you how to lose weight on a plant-based diet. And I'm here with my scrunchie, whether you like it or not. I went out to dinner with an individual the other night, and I was like, do you like my scrunchie? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, do you like eating your own toenails as well? Because that's about how convinced I am that you like my scrunchie. So I'm wearing this out of solidarity for scrunchies. Will I regret this in 5 years? Absolutely. But right now, I'm feeling pretty good about it. All right, so honeys, we got ourselves a grocery haul. Yeah, that's right, I said it. So today I'm showing you all the groceries that we got up in here. Oh, by the way, you're probably like, what is this background? This is the background that I use to film all of my program stuff. So to you, you're probably like, oh my goodness, look at this background. And I agree, look at this background. But if you're in my program, you see this all the time. You see this mug all the time. This is nothing new. Okay, so we are going to be filming our grocery haul, but while I'm on the topic of this background, I actually have been working all day and night like a dog on a free masterclass for you guys. Now you have to register for it. It is going to be on Wednesday, October 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you register for it. If it is past that date, go ahead and click the link and just see what surprise I take you to. But I'm super excited because I am going to be sharing with you guys my secret 6-step process that I use in my program. So the free masterclass is going to be how to stop feeling deprived and confused and start losing weight on a plant-based diet. And I am sharing with you guys the exact process that I use with all of my clients. So if you want to know what that exact process is, save your seat by clicking the link in the down bar. All right, now let's get into the good stuff. So I have a bunch of groceries here, and let me tell you, honeys, I'm usually like the queen, the mayor of simpleton. I go into the grocery store and I like get my potatoes, get my grapes, get my lettuce, and I am out of there. But today I was like, I'm gonna go into the grocery store and I'm going to get all of the different foods that I love. Today I was in there like swimwear, and I have to say, it was fun while it lasted, but I'm gonna be back to being the mayor of simpleton after I get through all these groceries, because I was at self-checkout. Who else does self-checkout? Like this video if you do self-checkout. Self-checkout is. But I was in self-checkout and I think the lady hated me because I got all of these apples. I don't know, can you see these? I had to take advantage of apple season, and you know when they have like special seasonal items, they're not in the self-checkout PLU, like you can't look it up. And so it was the Hot Mess Express, and this helper lady had to keep coming over to me and helping me with everything, and I like would always click skip bagging because I just wanted to put my stuff directly into my bag. Like I carry my bag around the store because I CBF with a cart. I just like to carry my bag around. And so I was like carrying my bag around and like putting everything in there, and then I go to self-checkout and I take it from my bag, put it on the scale, and then put it back in the bag. So I kept clicking skip bagging. But when I usually go to the grocery store, I get like 2 things. I get potatoes and grapes, I'm in and I'm out, and I don't buy like this whole variety, all these different things. And so usually I don't get as many items. And it turns out there's a limit to the amount of bag skipping that one can do. The lady was ready to kill me, and I was like, I need to do it for the video. Anyway, here I am, and I'm ready to show you everything that I got. So let's get into it. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the starches. If you're like, what kind of a diet does this girl eat? I will link a video below called Everything I Eat, Everything You Need to Know. Check that out. But let me show you everything we got. Let me show you all the goodies. So of course, let's start with the starches. Let's start out with the taters. I first got the Sunrise Medley. Don't you love the names that they give this stuff like it's potatoes? So these are the tri-colored potatoes. They are the small, I would say 2-bite size. 1 bite would be like, yeah, aggressive. But I would say these are the 2-bite size tri-colored potatoes. I'm either gonna put these in the air fryer or just boil them up. These are delicious, and I haven't had these in a really long time. I haven't been on a potato kick because I've been on such a buttercup squash kick, but that's a story for a few items from now. All right, I also got myself a big bag of the red potatoes. I used to do this all the time in Australia, and I honestly have not had red potatoes like since being in Australia. So I will put these in the air fryer as well. So that's what we got for potatoes. And I got some of the just like plain Idaho baking potatoes. So I got those as well. Let's keep going with potatoes. Now I did not get these at the grocery store because I got these delivered to my door. These are the purple Hawaiian sweet potatoes. Honeys. If you have not had purple Hawaiian sweet potatoes, so I get these from Hawaii Veggie Farm. They are delivered straight to your door. They're cheaper than they are at the grocery store, and they taste like legitimate cake. And they told me that they will give you guys 10% off, but only for the month of October. So you have to make the purchase now to get these delivered straight to your door. Use the code EMMY10 and you can get them for 10% off. If you're watching this after October 2019, then you can use EMMY5 and get 5% off. But for October, they're kicking it up to 10%, honeys. So go ahead and get those. These are so, so good. And when you bake them, you have to wrap them in tin foil, put them in the oven, and bake them on a lower heat setting, like somewhere around 300 for a longer amount of time, like at least 2 to 3 hours, and they get so gooey. I can't. Okay, so we got those. Then one might think, oh my goodness, it's a mini butternut squash. But butternut squash is the worst, so why would I ever do that to myself? Except for butternut squash in a risotto. I take back what I said. I'm sorry, butternut squash. But this is the stuff. This is honey nut squash. It is so good. I don't know. It's just so yummy. And I have never seen it before until this time of year in this year. So get yourself, if you see honey nut squash, get it. I will just chop this up and roast it on like 450 or 475 for about 10 minutes aside on parchment paper. Honey, 10 out of 10. And you can eat the skin. I eat the skin of everything. Okay, moving on to some more squashes. This is why I love this time of year, because there are so many different squashes and it is so much fun. So next up we have acorn squash. And you know what else is great too, is usually when I'm doing these grocery hauls, I'll be like, this is an onion, or like, this is a carrot, except for not carrots, because carrots are trash. But I usually will just be like, this is the vegetable. And it's like, what else am I gonna say about that? But at this time of year, when there are all these fun squashes, I can tell you about all the fun squashes. Okay, so this is carnival squash, or carnival. Any Office fans here? Carnival squash is, honey, this stuff is good. So once again, cut it open, take out the seeds, and roast it on parchment paper for about 10 minutes per side on 475, and it is just so yummy. It's a wetter squash, but it's so sweet. It's just delicious, and it does crisp up. So I highly recommend getting your hands on carnival squash. It's very, very yummy. Then we have delicata squash. Okay, I like have a bone to pick with delicata squash because I just remembered that I have more food in my freezer when I talk about bones, and I'll tell you why. But delicata squash, when I spent a week in LA, when I was coming home from Australia, I'd never been to LA before, so I was like, I'm gonna spend a week in LA. When I did this, I discovered the Trader Joe's pre-cut delicata squash. Oh my Lanta. It tasted like Fruit Loops. It was just so good. And it was bright orange. And then delicata squash came about because they only sell it in California. They don't sell the delicata squash pre-cut at the Trader Joe's in Massachusetts, which is just, I nearly had a conniption when I learned of this. But now that it's delicata squash season, I can buy them. There are so many different colors. Like pretty much all the delicata squash that I've been seeing have been this color, like a very light yellow with the green stripes. No good. Those literally have no taste, and you open them up and they're yellow. And I'm like, what the monkeys? all of the delicata squash that's pre-cut from Trader Joe's is like screaming orange, and then this stuff is yellow. Like, what gives? So then I saw this one, and there were like 2 others that were colored like this deep orange, like a, not even a deep orange, almost like a skin, like it's the color of my skin, and which, who knows what the color of my skin is. And then it has these green stripes, and the ones that were this color, remember that cereal Corn Pops? I mean, it still exists, but like, I'm not gonna be 24 years old eating Corn Pops. But remember that stuff? This is Corn Pops in squash version. But I can't find any more that are this color. All the other ones that I'm finding are yellow with the green stripe. Eso lo que es. So I've just remembered 2 other things that are in my freezer, and they're starches, so I'm gonna get them now. All right, we got the 2 other things. The first is YUCA. You gotta try this stuff. I literally thought of that off the top of my head. This stuff is the bee's knees. Okay, so this is frozen, and it's a starch. All you gotta do is boil it, and it's 11 out of 10. The reason a client of mine, actually, Christina, hi Christina, lives in Milan, and she eats this stuff. Like, she was like, you gotta try it, you gotta try it. But I couldn't find it in Australia. And then when I got home, my brother, who's a cook, he was doing catering for this event, and one of the people that he cooks with is from Mexico, and they have this stuff all the time. And my brother brought home like leftovers, and he was like, oh, Em, you should try this. It's yucca root. And I was like, how do you make it? And he was like, you just boiled it. And I was like, okay. So I tried it, and I was eating it, and it was so good. It's so starchy and like mildly sweet. I mean, you've got to try it. You really have got to try it. And it was like $2 for this big bag. But I was eating it, and I pulled out like a bone, and my brother had already gone to bed. He's like, oh yeah, it's in the fridge, like have some. And I was eating it, and it was amongst all the other things that he brought home, which included like deep fried pork. And I was eating, and I was like, oh my God, it's like, did I just eat meat? Like, I had a quick freak out, and then I Googled it, and it turns out there are ribs in it. So I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God. Could you imagine? I was like, oh my God, this is so good. And it turned out, I was like, I thought it was fish because it was so white, but of course it doesn't have the texture of fish. In any event, you gotta try this stuff. I'm so excited. I saw it when I was just like perusing around the grocery store, which I never ever do. I go in and out of the grocery store as if it's on fire, because I'm just like, I gotta get my thing, I'm in, I'm out, we got things to do. But today when I was like grocery haul, I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have some of that. So I got some of that. Also in the grocery section was corn on the cob. Corn on the cob in the air fryer. Not 11 out of 10, but 10.5. I mean, that is the stuff. So if you don't own an air fryer and you haven't put corn on the cob in the air fryer that you don't own, what am I saying? Put corn on the cob in the air fryer and thank me later. All right, we got a few more potatoes. We have got the Jersey white potatoes. These are sweet potatoes, so these are absolutely delicious. I'm actually noticing that down at the bottom, okay, some of this is green, which is a good time for me to say, if your potatoes are green, they are not safe to eat. So I'm gonna cut off this bottom part so that I don't eat the green part. Don't eat the green part. If it's sprouting, you can just pick off the sprouts and that's fine. I've never had an issue with that, but you should not eat green potatoes. So I'll just cut off that bottom part, but the rest of it is gonna be absolutely delicious. And then I also got some Japanese sweet potatoes because it's been a while since I've had some JSP, but I need some JSP in my LIFE. So we got some of that. Now let's move on to Veggie Town. All right, so we have got some Brussels sprouts because it's just so great to be dramatic and get the entire stalk of the Brussels sprout. But also the other Brussels sprouts that they were selling, the loose ones, were the size of softballs. And when they're ginormous like that, they're filled with air. Like there's no Brussels in there. And I want my sprouts to be tight like tigers. So I like when they're like nice, small, tight Brussels sprouts as opposed to like large like the Chargers and full of air. So got myself a ton of Brussels sprouts. This stock was $4 and a small bag of like 5 ginormous ones was like $40. So of course we're going for this. So got ourselves some Brussels sprouts, some shrooms, which I just love mushrooms, and I don't know what else I have to say about that. I'll steam them up. I love veggies. You know the meme where it's like the person's like, then they're like, That's me with veggies, like raw veggies, like, but then steamed veggies, like, yeah. So I love some steamed veggies. Oh, and you know what else I love is zucchini in the air fryer. It gets like the saltiest taste. It's just so good. So I love zucchini in the air fryer or steamed. Any vegetable steamed, I love. Summer squash, I love to have steamed. Cauliflower, I love cauliflower so much. I haven't had it in a while, so, you know, splurged on some cauliflower. Iceberg lettuce, this is what I eat all of my potatoes with. So I'll literally just open up the iceberg lettuce with my hands like a gorilla and then just eat my air fried potatoes with it. And then the other veggies that I got, the last little bit of veggies is red onions. I just love to steam up red onions. This one has a hair on it, so that is disgusting. All right, so that's gone. Yeah, all right, so that's what we got for veggies. Now let's move on to las frutas. Oh, and by the way, I would rather die than eat a banana raw. The reason why I have these bananas and why they are not ripe is because I like to have banana with my oatmeal. You're probably like, where's the oatmeal, Emmy? Where's the chapstick? I already have oatmeal. It's upstairs. I didn't need to buy anymore. And I wasn't going to be a phony and pretend that I bought some when I really didn't. I already have tons upstairs. These are not ripe bananas. Your bananas must have freckles. I have a client, Autumn, who is the most beautiful human on earth, and she has freckles as an adult, and it is so beautiful. In any event, I've been on a strict banana rotation schedule where I'll buy a certain amount of bananas. Like every other day, I'll buy like 2 bananas, and then they're at the perfect ripeness when I need them. Also, what I've been doing, pro tip, I don't know why I didn't think of this years ago, when the bananas get perfectly ripe, I'll just cut them up so that they're ready to go into the oatmeal, and then I'll put them in a baggie and put them in the freezer. Genius. So I got bananas for my oatmeal. Red grapes, I mean, obviously. Another pro tip, somebody slid into my DMs and it was the best slide of all time because they were like, Emmy, make sure that when you buy grapes, the vine is green, not brown. Changed the game. So make sure you use that tip. I love red grapes so much. Then I went on a tour day apple because it is fall time, so why not take advantage of it? I was a little bit upset because they didn't have any Envy apples, which are my new, honey. Envy apples are, love them. But I got some other great apples. I saw somebody eating a Golden Delicious on like their Snapchat story or Instagram story, like they were just holding it and there was a bite out of it, and I was like, I want that too. And so I made it happen for myself. However, this is not a Golden Delicious. This is a ginger gold. So I don't know if this is gonna taste any different. It said, you know how they have like the descriptions and like every description is the same. Like I just want the sweetest apple, but it said like mildly sweet. So we'll see. Then, all right, I gotta say, whenever I ask what people's favorite apple is, they always say Honeycrisp. And I don't recall ever having a tremendous experience with the Honeycrisp apple, but I saw them and they were organic, and I was like, and I'm not an organic slob by any means, but because I was having like the time of my life in the grocery store, I was like, I'm gonna get an organic Honeycrisp apple. So I think I'm gonna have this like probably when I finish filming this video, and I'll report back to you guys. I'll let you know how it goes. So we got Honeycrisp, Ginger Gold, no Envy, which I'm sad about. Then we got a Sweet Tango, because these smell, like I was picking them up and smelling them. They're probably like, the people in the grocery store are probably like, who is that girl? It's me. And it just had a really great smell to it, and it's promising in terms of its sweetness. I gotta have a sweet apple. Then what is this? Oh, a Rave apple. Rave apples literally taste like apple cider. You bite into it and it tastes like apple cider. These are good. These have a short season as well. And then I haven't had a Pink Lady, and you guys know Pink Lady has always been my tried and true, but I've been cheating on Pink Lady with the Envy apples because they're just so good. But I was like, you know, I cannot, how rude would it be if I got all these apples and didn't get a Pink Lady? So I got a Pink Lady as well. So that's everything, honeys. That is everything I got from my grocery haul. And do I feel overwhelmed? Yes, because usually I'm just eating potatoes. So this is a little different for right now, but my gut microbiome is going to be very happy with all of this variety, and I hope that you guys got something out of it. So If you want me to do a what I eat in a day video where I'm eating all this stuff, leave a comment below, like this video, and we'll make it happen. Don't forget to sign up for my free masterclass that I'm having where I'm sharing my 6-step process that I only share with my clients. It is going to tell you how to stop feeling deprived and confused and start losing weight on a plant-based diet. So, honeys, what should I have for dinner tonight? I don't know, but I know what I'm gonna have right now, which is this HoneyCrisp apple. Yeah. All right, my darlings, I love you, and I'll see you in my next video.